Welcome to the Astral Projection Podcast, brought to you by Ali Wiley. Hello and welcome to the Astral Projection Podcast. The following episode is taken from a blog post back in November 2018, and I thought it was certainly worth making an audio version. I just love dreams full of messages and symbolism. I think part of the school curriculum should actually be a course on how to interpret them, because dreams are a gateway to discovering who we are. From dreams you can become lucid, and from there you can even go into the astral, or you can just hang out in normal dreams and enjoy the action. Now, if you study your dreams, you can often find similarities, a thread running through them. In this particular dream that I'm going to talk about, it was about werewolves to start with. Now, I had watched a comedy show the previous evening where there was this guy dressed up as a werewolf, so the image had obviously stuck in my mind. However, this doesn't mean that the symbolism of this creature is not relevant, because our dreaming mind takes what it finds and uses it in some way. I often listen to music while I sleep. I usually wake up sometime during the night, so I play a CD. Up to a few weeks ago, I always used isochronic tones, but lately I've started to use plant and stone music. I had the following dream when I went to sleep listening to a recording of a stone I have at home. It's a geode. Now, in the dream, there was a particular time of day and place in a town where werewolves would emerge and go after people in the hope of turning them into one of their own. You had to avoid these places. There were werewolf police around too to help protect people. A friend and I had misjudged the length of time it took us to do something, and we ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time, being chased by a blonde female werewolf. My friend managed to hit it over the head, and it fell to the ground. However, when I looked at her, my friend, her eyes glowed an orangey red. It seemed that she had been scratched or something and had become one of them. I touched my friend, and then I too was a werewolf. Now, it didn't actually feel too bad to be one, and I realised then that our fears were totally unfounded. Seeing from their point of view, I could understand why they were so angry. They weren't treated well and were misrepresented. At that point, I realised that I wasn't really a werewolf, and nor was my friend. I suddenly became lucid. I knew I was dreaming, so I told my dream characters I was off to the astral. My friend in the dream was following me, so I told her she could come if she wanted to. I was just about to make the jump into the astral, and I looked up. My dragon had come to get me. I've met my dragon friend several times in the astral, though this time he was orange. It's the first time, as far as I can remember, that he's been orange, and it was so good to see him again. I climbed on his back, and we went into the astral together. We were flying very fast. It was quite dark, and I told my dragon to take me to God, to the divine, because I wanted to be at one with the divine. At this point, unfortunately, I woke up. It was early morning, still dark though, and so I just went back to sleep for a while until the alarm went off. I got up and went downstairs and caught sight of the sky through the kitchen window, a marvellous orange sunrise, as if my orange dragon was really flying across the sky. If you go to my website, astralprojectionpodcast.com, you'll see a picture of the sky that morning. Though the picture doesn't really do it justice. It was a lot more orangey and dramatic. Anyway, going back to threads running through dreams, I had a similar dream to the werewolf one. Before having the dream, I had gone to sleep listening to a recording of the oak tree in my garden. In this dream, I was in a hut with some other people, and it was basically the same theme of these rather strange-looking creatures going after people to make them the same as they were. One of them reached out and grabbed my leg under the hut. I managed to get away, but it was too late as I had changed into one. Once I had changed, I realised it wasn't so bad to be one of them, just different. I left the hut and started to fly above beautiful valleys. I find that listening to plant and stone music while I sleep has an effect on my dreams, as I've often said before. It kind of takes me deeper into me. Another dream I had while listening to the oak tree was along the same lines as the above two dreams. In the dream, I was talking to someone about the book Star Maker by Olaf Stapledon. It's an incredible work of science fiction describing the history of the universe. It deals with the essence of life, birth, decay and death, and so much more. All seen through the eyes of a man who was having one big, incredible out-of-body experience. Anyway, in the dream, we were talking about how all the different species were the same, all evolving, no one was superior. This definitely relates to the 2 dreams above of the 2 different species, which at first I was scared of and found rather unpleasant. We talked about plants and their evolution and started talking about the 5th evolution, but I woke up and we didn't finish discussing it. I wasn't sure what the dream meant by the 5th evolution. Then, just after I woke up, I switched on my computer and the word unity jumped out at me. I think it's some program I have on my computer and I don't really know what it does. I've never noticed it before. But the word seemed to jump out at me from my desktop. So maybe the 5th evolution is about unity, or is unity. Okay, so this is what I wanted to speak about today. Interesting dreams, werewolves, dragons, and the 5th evolution. Thank you for listening. Happy travels, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.